Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm gonna rule the world or I'm gonna change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
Rapper Tupac Shakur died September 13, 1996, following a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas.
Bust on bad boys, brothers touch for life. Plus Buffy trying to see me beat, hearts I rip.
Now a retired cop from Los Angeles is convinced he has solved the murder.
This ain't no freestyle battle, all you suckers getting killed with your mouths open.
The LAPD detective Greg Kading's prime suspect is Sean Diddy Combs.
Come on, man. For me, I'll drop $1 million on your head.
The ex-cop claims that Combs, once known as P. Diddy, offered Crips member Keefe D $1 million to whack Shakur and his manager, Suge Knight.
Only Gab can do it like this.
Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your homie Gab, I'm in the building. And this is MAKAVELI Media. Let's get to the matter at hand this morning. P. Diddy. You know, when a lot of people want to discredit murder rap and say there's no possible way that happened to Tupac, that Orlando Anderson was the culprit, and P. Diddy had no involvement in that. Let me say this to you. When I make videos from every angle. You know what I mean? Is there a possibility this could have happened? Could that have happened? Were there some mysterious things that happened? Yes, yes, yes. But ultimately, I do believe that Orlando Anderson was the trigger man on Tupac that night out in Las Vegas. And I do believe what Keefe D had to say about P. Diddy is 100% accurate. And here's why. First of all, they didn't even have to bring P. Diddy's name up. They didn't have to bring P. Diddy's name up at all. The narrative could have been that Pac jumped on Orlando and Orlando struck back out of retaliation, and that could have been it. That could have been it. That would have been enough for most people. So why even bring up P. Diddy's name? Because Keefe D was trying to get himself out of a bad situation. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place. And he was trying to give up everything. And, you know, like I said, they could have just left it like it was. And nope, he wanted to give him a big fish so he can get, you know, exonerated from that time he was doing. But anyway, it's something that he said that he would have had no knowledge of if he wasn't telling the truth. And P. Diddy told on himself. That's when Keefe D said that P. Diddy offered $1 million for the hit on Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight as well. And you hear on this Bad Boy song, you hear P. Diddy say out his own mouth, if you F with him, he put $1 million on your head.
Come on, man. For me, I'll drop $1 million on your head.
I mean, come on, y'all. He said this way before murder rap came out. If you mess with him, he put $1 million on your head.
For me, I'll drop $1 million on your head.
What's amazing to me is that it's like P. Diddy don't even answer questions about it because people don't ask him about it. You know, I just really feel like the Las Vegas PD really didn't care. Or maybe it was another reason why they, you know, chose not to fully get invested or involved in this high-profile murder that happened in their backyard. You know, I don't know, man. But to come out and say, I put $1 million on your head, knowing that that's indeed what you offered to pay, allegedly, for the hit on Pac and Suge, is incredible to me that nobody brings that up. To him. You know, I would just love to hear one day just somebody, hey, Diddy, what about that $1 million you say you put on people's heads? You know what I mean? Is that the same $1 million that Keefe D be talking about? Man, could you imagine that on the Breakfast Club? Anyway, and the bad part about it is he didn't even pay. Half of that went to Zip, and he kept it. You know, that's why they brought his name up. Like, okay, yeah, that was dirty. So if, you know, just in case we do go down with this, guess who's going with us? Mr. $1 million on your head. That's right. It's just wild, man. It's a wild situation, you know, from top to bottom. I mean, even the excuse they gave for why P. Diddy did it, it's like he was scared. He didn't know what else to do. He was being bullied. They was trying to get his mom's address, and, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So he like, let me holler at some dudes that, you know how to handle these type of guys, that ain't scared of them. They out here, and, you know, they can handle this for me. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. You know, it was the two crews clashing. When they see each other in public, you know, it's funk. And somehow Pop drops hit him up. Yeah. $1 million bounty is put in place. $1 million price tag. You ever see that movie, The $1 Million Baby? I didn't. I'm just messing with y'all. But yeah, man, how can yo say he put $1 million on your head? That's the same price that Keefe D say. And it's like, oh well. I mean, you talk about self-admission. I mean, they get smaller rappers for less. Straight up. You know, they use these recordings, man. You know, police departments and, you know, different branches of the alphabet guys listen to this music, yo, straight up. There has been arrests over these recordings. They like, yo, he said, what? On what street? At what time of the day? That's exactly what happened. Hand me my car keys and my handcuffs. But yet, Keefe D can come out and say, this is what happened, why it happened, this is who paid for it, this is how it was arranged, and this is what it cost. And then you can have the guy who he said put the wheels in motion.
Come on, man. Y'all drop $1 million on your head.
Come out and drop the same number for the same deed, and it completely goes unnoticed. I'm just saying. Keefe D can say P. Diddy put $1 million on somebody's head, and P. Diddy can say he put $1 million on somebody's head, and nothing could come from it. Anyway, wow. I need you guys to share and like this video. Don't forget to sub to the channel. This is Makaveli Media. I'm your homie Gab. It's been a pleasure as always, y'all. I'm signing off. I'm about to hit y'all with the peace.